Back at ringside, Dobbs and Hamaguchi are just about ready for their rematch. We're going to go to Ron Crook. What's the 4-1-1, Ron?
Well, guys, after practicing judo for the past 20 years, 38-year-old school teacher Deidre Hamaguchi was looking for a new challenge. So after some encouragement from a friend, that new challenge became boxing. At first glance, Deidre Hamaguchi could pass for a student at New York City's High School of Art and Design. But in reality, she is a teacher there. A teacher with a bit of an attitude.
It's another big shot, big right hand by Hamaguchi.
Teacher by day, fighter by night, there is nothing stereotypical about boxer Dee Hamaguchi. At 38 years old, she is usually about 15 years older than her opponents.
Hails from Brooklyn, New York, here is Deidre Hamaguchi. Hamaguchi.
Even more remarkable than her age, Hamaguchi is probably the only fighter with a degree from Yale. Studying architectural design, she graduated from the prestigious university in 1987. So why boxing?
Did you think when you were at Yale that you would ever be doing what you're doing for a hobby?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I can remember having this long debate with a good friend of mine about the cons of boxing. She took the pros of boxing, I took the cons of boxing side. I had every argument for why it was not a good thing to do. And I think, well, look who's here. So I was living up in Harlem at the time, and I started boxing at a gym on 125th Street. But while I was there, I met a former world champion who directed me to Gleason's.
Always looking for a challenge, Hamaguchi has been successful making the transition from judo to boxing. Trainer Lennox Blackmore has been training Dee for 4 years.
I put Dee through the same training session as a man. A lot of body work, hit the bag, a lot of rounds, and she hold her own.
Between teaching physics full-time and training 6 days a week, there's not much time for anything else. She basically goes from her home in Harlem to school in Manhattan to the gym in Brooklyn.
The main conflict would be one of time and energy. You know, I mean, I'm obviously coming here first, so I try not to get too drained before I get to the gym, but there's days when I get to the gym and I'm literally falling asleep on the bus on the way there.
Although she has yet to win a fight, Hamaguchi is determined to be successful. At only 5 feet tall, she almost gets lost in the ring among the other fighters. But she trains hard and never misses a workout. She also has never been knocked out. However, she has been knocked down.
I was like, I said to myself, oh, I could just stay here, lie here, or I could get up. And I said, no, get up, you know? So, you know, I forced myself to get up.
She's Japanese, you know, she's Japanese, and people say, oh, you watch this little Japanese girl fight, you know what I mean? But she can fight because she brings fun to the game, you know?
Deidre Hamaguchi, one teacher you don't want to spend time with in detention. Deidre Hamaguchi's opponent, Stephanie Dobbs, joins me now. Stephanie, you fought Hamaguchi back in April. The judges called it a draw. You saw it differently.
Yeah, I don't know what fight the judges were watching. I out-jabbed her, outlanded her, and I'm going to do the same, but more convincing this time. There's going to be no doubt. My son turns 5 today, and I'm not missing his birthday so I can lose.
Do you approach this fight any differently or the exact same way as a couple months ago?
Differently. Any fight I go into, you know, the last fight I've learned something. It's not like I haven't learned and trained since the last one, so this one's going to be a little bit different.
Your husband is also your manager. It's got to be nice to have that support in your corner.
That's right. My husband is my strength, not only my corner, but at home, all through my life.
All right. Stephanie, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Arnie Smitty, back to you at ringside.
Thank you, Ron. Nice package. Smitty, you know, I love rematches. You know, sometimes they're not as good as the first. Sometimes they exceed it. Sometimes they're equal. But one of the big changes tonight is this is 6 rounds as opposed to the first time they fought 4. Do you think that's an advantage for Hamaguchi or for Dobbs?
Well, I know that that Dobbs has been 6 rounds before, and it's, you know, they're both in great shape. I think also Hamaguchi's been 6 rounds as well. It really shouldn't make a difference. I remember that first fight was so close. I actually had Hamaguchi winning by a point or 2, so I would differ with Dobbs, but I think it would be an excellent matchup.
All right, we both had Hamaguchi winning that fight, as I remember, and oddly enough, they both went the 6-round distance with Vaya Zaganas, both losing very close 6-round decisions to Vaya. So this is going to be an interesting rematch, and Hamaguchi, of course, as was pointed out in that nice package by Ron Kruk, is looking for that first win still.
And they've both been very active. A couple of weeks ago, it was Dobbs with a victory, a 2nd-round stoppage of Nikki Verbeck, and just a week after that, it was, of course, Hamaguchi fighting, and she actually dropped the 4-round decision to Tracy Stevens. But the good news is they've been very, very busy, very active, and they're always in great shape.
And, of course, keep in mind, girls fight 2-minute rounds, so they move along a little bit quicker than what you're used to. We're going to get the official introductions right now from our ring announcer, Mark Biro.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Cedric Kushner Promotions in association with the Flamingo Laughlin presents this Everlast Boxing Explosion special attraction scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds, female minimum weights in a rematch. Your referee for this event is the Pride of Laughlin, Jay Nady. Introducing now the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing black trunks with pink trim, weighing in at 103.5 pounds, professional record, 7 victories, 7 defeats, 2 draws, and 4 wins coming by way of knockout. She hails from world-famous Moore, Oklahoma. Here is Stephanie All Action Dobbs. Dobbs. Her opponent in the blue corner, wearing blue trunks, white trim, weighing 103.75 pounds. She is winless in 6 professional contests with 2 draws and hails from New York City. Here is D. Hamaguchi. Hamaguchi. 6 2-minute rounds, female minimum weights.
Seems to be some discrepancy in the ring right now about whether this is going to be a 4 or a 6-rounder. It was moved up to a 6. Now Dobbs is saying she wouldn't fight the 6, and Biro's going to possibly tell us what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the principals has argued that their contract is only for 4 2-minute rounds. Therefore, this contest is in fact for 4 2-minute rounds.
Well, Smitty, can we change our analysis?
Yeah, only in boxing can this situation happen. Maybe
rounds.
they should just make it 5.
All right, well, you know.
That's close now. Let's go to work. Good luck.
And in talking with Hamaguchi, she thought that's what possibly cost her getting the win last time, that it was made a draw, because she fought Dobbs' fight in the first round, and apparently maybe in the second round as well, because it came out a draw that time in. But the confusion is over. This will be a scheduled 4-rounder. Look for Dobbs to start fast like she did last time, but that's also what punched her out a little bit.
You know, and right away, Dobbs is making a mistake. Even though she's landed some good shots, she's going down to the height of Hamaguchi. She should try to use her height and reach advantage. Instead, she's dipping down and making herself an easier target for Hamaguchi, and that's what she did the first fight. Hamaguchi needs to be inside.
Once again, let's call on our Angelo Dundee adage, which is if you're tall, fight tall. Good shot combination and down. Down goes Dobbs. Hamaguchi dropping Dobbs here midway through the first round. Referee Jay Nady giving her the mandatory 8 count. Hamaguchi looking to get in there and finish, and that could be a mistake.
Good right hand, though. I think Dobbs is in trouble again from that right hand. There it is again. There is no feeling out process in this battle, and the crowd's loving it.
Dobbs still looks hurt, Smitty.
She is. There's absolutely no head movement by Stephanie. She's a target for the left and the right. Hamaguchi's thrown a lot of powerful shots. We'll see if she can sustain this.
And that's going to be the big question here. If she's letting too much out here, we still got just about 35 seconds to go here in the first round. Again, 2-minute rounds.
I expect to see blood coming out of the nose of Dobbs.
It certainly did look red when she got up from that knockdown, but that might have been from embarrassment as well. Good hook off the jab right now by Hamaguchi, and Dobbs starting to move forward. It looks like she's got her legs back under her. Warning for hooking from Jane 80. And this is what you need in a 4-round fight. You put that 10-8 in the bank, as it appears has been done by D. Hamaguchi.
Wonderful. You gotta come up with a right hand left all the time.
Relax, baby. Relax.
Control it here. Control your breathing.
Relax. Know your breathing.
Give me some. Drink some now.
Get a chance to see the knockdown, which was disputed a little bit by Dobbs. You see Hamaguchi with a right hand. First round really fought at close quarters, which is to the liking. There's a left hook and a little delayed reaction. She goes down, the glove touches, it is a knockdown. Once that glove hits the canvas, Jane 80 had no other course but to rule it a knockdown.
Round number 2 of once again is a scheduled 4-rounder. Dobbs looking to equalize things, coming out very fast here in round number 2. She was on the floor with a flash knockdown in the first. She's looking to move one fight over 500 after getting 2 wins since getting a draw against Hamaguchi. Hamaguchi having 1 loss since then, still looking for that first victory.
Well, Dobbs started out this second round much better, moving her head a little bit, trying to avoid some of the punches. She needs to also step in and out like she's doing now and create some leverage for her shot. That's a good move. Now, what she needs to do is throw the right hand afterwards, but definitely better head movement, better upper body movement by Dobbs so far here in round 2.
And Hamaguchi, perhaps because of the knockdown, is getting suckered into fighting Dobbs' fight right now, because Dobbs having a very good second round, and Hamaguchi not necessarily doing what got her, at least on our cards, 10-8 in the first round.
She's really setting down on her right hand, Hamaguchi. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets a little, spint here in this fight, because she's just throwing so much with each shot. And it's got to be taking something out. She's probably going to be glad this is only a 4-rounder.
And maybe that's got something to do with it, that when they shortened the distance, she figured, okay, I got 4 rounds. I was ready to go 6. But at the same time, so was Dobbs.
She so desperately, too, wants to get her first win. We've had the opportunity to chat with her. Nice right hand by Hamaguchi.
And you could tell somewhat that Hamaguchi studied the last tape, because she's really taking advantage of some of the things that Dobbs does wrong, which, of course, is drop that left hand after she jabs.
Now, Stephanie would be much better off here to use the left jab and move around a little bit.
Tougher round to call. Dobbs coming back on.
Jab's working, and the left is coming up under the top. The left hook's working. Making her miss, come back to the left hook. Keep doing that.
Yeah, that's working.
Yeah, you're flipping her left, you're flipping her planche and come back to the left hook.
Yes.
Huh?
Round 2, non-stop action. Crowd's loving it. See Hamaguchi with her own jab. Dobbs with her back to us. Landing a left hook, but there wasn't much on that left hook. tough round to call. I gave it to Dobbs.
Be forced, be forced.
Second half of a scheduled 4-rounder. D. Hamaguchi, she's in the blue and white. Black and red, that's Stephanie Dobbs. Dobbs having a very good second round after tasting the canvas in the first. And Hamaguchi, again, getting suckered into fighting Dobbs' fight. Dobbs, very good instructions between rounds from her husband and trainer, Bobby Dobbs. Happy with what he saw there in round number 2. And as you said, Smitty, you gave the second round to Stephanie Dobbs, huh?
Gave her the second round, but Hamaguchi with the 10-8 round in round number 1 with the knockdown, leading by a point. You know, when you score a fight, you think of clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense. The latter two, the ring generalship and defense, we're not seeing a whole heck of a lot of that, but it makes for a great fight with these two just going back and forth.
Hamaguchi looking dead tired between rounds in her corner, putting out a tremendous pace in the first 2 rounds. And perhaps this will be a reverse of what we saw the first time, where Dobbs had put out the fast pace and she died in the second half of the fight. Right now, punch output down dramatically and trying to use her legs a little bit is D. Hamaguchi. Nice right hand lead followed by a left hook by Hamaguchi. The jab, though, really being the ticket right now for Stephanie Dobbs.
Yeah, and you know, you see the left hand that Hamaguchi's really dropping her left, and that a sign of fatigue. And really, Dobbs needs to throw that right hand. She's now backing Hamaguchi up, Arnie.
Absolutely, much. But just as we say that, all of a sudden Dobbs finds herself back to the rope. Dobbs looked like she was going to try to trip Hamaguchi there.
Looked like she was setting up for a wrestling move. Big right hand there by Dobbs.
Just about 20 seconds to go here, and already this is setting up for Dobbs Hamaguchi 3.
I think they could fight 100 rounds and it would be the same type of a crowd-pleasing fight.
Another tough round to score here. Dobbs finishing strong here at the end of the third, but Hamaguchi not content to let her off the hook.
Listen to me. This next 2 minutes is very important. This is what matters for it all. I want you can get her down, I think, with that left hook to the body. But you can want to box her from the outside. Keep doing what you're doing. Jab. The last round. Jab, make her miss, throw the left hook. And right, you're doing fine. You won that round big. Good job. Good job. Great round. Come on, this is what you work for.
Action in the third round. You see Hamaguchi loading up and landing a big right hand, but Dobbs coming right back. And I thought Dobbs won that third round. I have this fight dead even.
Fourth and final round, D. Hamaguchi and Stephanie Dobbs. Dobbs down in the first round. Momentum certainly shifting her way. I've got it 1 point right now for Hamaguchi, 29-28, having the second round even. Smitty's got it dead even. And in between rounds, Bobby Dobbs looking for that left hook to the body. He feels that can put Hamaguchi down. Let's see if Stephanie can do it. Stephanie, of course, in the black and red, and D in the blue and white.
What's really turned this thing around for Dobbs, and there she takes a nice shot, is the fact that she's used better upper body movement for the most part. But again, just as I say that, she's right in the kill zone again. You can see she's trying to bob and weave and move in and out.
Well, the one thing that she isn't doing that her husband wanted her to do was to set up that left hook to the body off her jab. She's got the reach advantage, she's got the height advantage, and she could really use that jab and make it a very easy fight against Hamaguchi, but instead, she's content to go in there and slug with her, and it's D that's landing the jabs here in the last round.
Hamaguchi fatigued, that left hand really way down. She's just fighting through the fatigue, though.
She's not following the instructions from Lennox Blackmore either. Lennox wanted to see more stick and move out of her, feeling that they had that 10-8 round. Now box Stephanie. Stephanie turns her back there. 35 seconds to go in the fight right now. In a round that's still somewhat up for grabs, perhaps a slight edge to Hamaguchi here.
Great action, though, these two. The torrid pace. It's a good thing it is only a 4-round.
Oh, and a head snap back here. Heads coming together inside there, real sloppy. Tough ending the call here. Just let them battle it out. What a fight. Both fighters, and you see them on their feet here in Laughlin, and boy, did they love that. D. Hamaguchi, will she get that first win? Stephanie Dobbs, will she remain over 500? I had to give the last round, though, to Hamaguchi. I've got the fight 39-37. Smitty, you got it for 1 point for Hamaguchi. But they were very close rounds. And the difference in this fight might be that knockdown back in the first round. Looking at the replay, it looked like a good shot, but nevertheless, just a fraction down on the, as her glove touched the floor from Stephanie Dobbs. Action in the fourth and final round, and what a fourth round it was. Hamaguchi landing the left hand. Dobbs not able to employ the tactic that her husband, Bobby Dobbs, was telling her to do. He was looking for her to set up the left hook to the body. She was never able to land that left hook to the body in the fourth and final round. And you saw nice body work as well from Hamaguchi, but a great fight from both girls. Hamaguchi looking very anxious. She's been here before. You see them, they both outside. Once the fight's over, they love each other. A lot of tension in the crowd. They want to know who won. Mark Bureau's got the numbers.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the three judges at ringside. Judges Dave Moretti and Bill Balagia both see the bout 39-36, and Judge Carol Castellano scores it 40-35, all to the winner by unanimous decision, D. Hamaguchi. Hamaguchi.
Well, D. Hamaguchi gets her first win as she goes 1-4-2. Stephanie Dobbs will drop down to 7-8, and D. Hamaguchi very excited. A lot of work's been put in to finally get this, and I'll tell you, I would love to see Hamaguchi Dobbs 3. I'll be on the phone tomorrow morning with our matchmaker, Eric Botcher. But Smitty's got D. Hamaguchi. Let's hear how excited she is firsthand. Take it away, Smitty.
All right, Arnie, I'm with D. So what's better, graduating from Yale or getting this first victory?
Well, the graduating from Yale took 4 years of hard work. This took 4 rounds of hard work, so it's a tough comparison, you know.
You certainly learned from the first fight. What was the difference in this fight than the last one, which was called a draw?
The last fight, I mean, I had to figure out what to do after the first round, so in a way, we almost had to give away a round to figure out what to do. I knew after the first round that my jab was not going to land. So I knew that going into this fight, I knew I could use the jab to set things up.
There was no feeling out process in this fight. You two went at it, and of course the crowd loved it.
Yeah, well, you know, we only have 4 rounds of 2 minutes, so it's got to be decisive. We don't have a round to give away. You know, it's not 10 rounds, it's not 12 rounds.
This fight, again, nonstop ebb and flow action. And was your battle plan to be on the inside?
No, actually wasn't. Plan was to box her. If I wound up on the inside, I knew I would hit her hard to the body, but plan was to box.
Of course, there was the knockdown, which in round number 1, which may have been the key. You get a chance to describe the action to us.
Well, I wasn't sure if he was going to call it a knockdown there or not, but he did. So, I mean, that went in my favor. I think that was, you know, a combination that had her go down.
It was the right call by the referee because her glove did touch the canvas. So what's next for you?
Next fight.
And when will that be?
I don't have anything scheduled yet, but I'm hoping I can just keep up some momentum and maybe box in about a month's time.
All right, Arnie, with a very happy first victory of her career, D. Hamaguchi. Back to you, Arnie.
Thank you, Smitty, and congratulations, D, on that first win, and we look forward to seeing Stephanie Dobbs back with us as well. Coming up.